All right, Sagittarius, you can have it all. In the cards, in the channel, that was coming through. The first thing that I saw and even heard, it was like tick, 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 like this metronome, like you were under pressure. There was a time crunch and there was two doors. And then I was like, why does it feel like there's this pressure or this stress to make the right decision or to go through the right door, when in reality, it's like, when I asked them, like, can they just have both or like neither? Then the ticking and that pressure stopped and you're like, oh yeah, like why did I feel like I had to make any decision or make the wrong decision? So if you're in between like two lovers or two choices or two opportunities or like two ways of thinking, it's like, do I have to even choose right now, or can I just keep having fun, or can I have both, kind of thing? So just kind of reevaluating there. If you feel like I have to do this or do this, is that pressure, does that choice have to be made now? Because remember, this year with Taurus season, we also have eclipse season. So with eclipses, a lot of things may not be presented at this time, or there's going to be more information, new insight that comes through. So if you're putting this unneeded pressure on yourself, just don't. I also think just go out and have some fun. Like truly, I saw this entertainer who was spinning fire around and around. So whatever brings you joy, if that is something creative or something entertaining that you just get to go out and perform or engage or just really bring out that mutable fire energy, focus on that. Especially if you're feeling like this decision is always impending or taking up your energy, it's like, just go do what you love and probably make some money from it, from what it seems like in the cards. So focus on having fun, focus on what brings you joy. And even something as well for those of you who are an entertainer or a performer, I think people are going to enjoy what you're doing. I saw popcorn, which was a vibe in terms of you're going to be entertaining a lot of people. So if that's through your intellect or through your content or through the arts, whatever it is, it's like, oh, you're going to be seen and recognized and people are like ready to enjoy the show, kind of thing. So that was a vibe. And also for you as well, if you're feeling like you just need some time to chill, also watching your favorite TV shows or films, like just getting to enjoy that for yourself as well, or maybe just some good energies coming through with popcorn to have that as a snack as you're moving along this month. Also a very Taurus vibe, maybe throwing some accoutrements, some spices, some herbs, some butter, whatever you feel like, and just make it a party. Also what was coming through Sagittarius was the notion of drinking a lot of water, making sure that you're hydrated. I think with all that fire can easily burn out or not taking care of ourselves. What was also interesting in the notion of drinking water is like processing your emotions and not staving that away or holding off. And that also might be what came through in terms of like having to make a choice or a decision. It's like an emotional one for yourself, so it might be easy to attract yourself, but at a certain point of just processing everything and seeing what's coming to the surface so that you're able to make the best decision possible, or having both, having neither, something potentially even better coming through than what's currently being presented, which may also come through at the end of Taurus season, especially with the card that came through at the end of this reading. I think that there's going to be new clarity and new insights that's not necessarily available to you at this moment, okay? But process the emotions when needed, taking that time for yourself, and you'll be good to go, okay? Also your voice. Just state what you want or what you don't want. That will be very prominent, because remember, we have all this Pisces energy currently in play at the start of Taurus season. Mars, Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune. So with all that dominant Pisces energy, it can make a square, or it does make square-based aspects to your Sagittarius energy. So if it feels like things are confusing or that it's too much emotion for you to process, that'll get easier when some planets move into Aries, a fellow fire sign. So May 10th, Jupiter moves into Aries. May 2nd, Venus moves into Aries. So there's going to be a lot to be excited about. And I think you'll be more clear and more focused on what you want as we move into May, as we get closer and closer to Gemini season. Things will be easier to handle and process, okay? Beautiful. The first three cards that we have, Queen of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Eight of Cups. What were we saying in terms of that fire dwelling energy, doing what you're passionate about, bringing you opportunity that's probably going to elicit like maybe a travel or a move or just letting go of things that are no longer serving you. So if you're like, this is what brings me joy, this is what brings me happiness, an offer literally landing on your lap, you're like, oh, I need to travel or I need to go somewhere. It's kind of funny. I have a dear friend who is a Sagittarius sun, and they are traveling for work this Taurus season. So it's something that they're very excited about, a creative endeavor. So the fact that this came through is probably applicable to other Sagittarians as well, or that there's opportunities elsewhere that aren't currently here in your vicinity, whether that's in your community, whether that's even in your belief system of what's possible for you. Like, oh, I never thought that I could have it all, or I never thought I could have both of what you're currently deciding. With the Queen of Wands too, there is that fire energy, given that wands represent fire in tarot, but that passion and this enthusiasm and that zest for life. It's like, if you're not enjoying the process right now, then what are we doing? You might be delaying money or offers or opportunity. And this is just something to note as well. With the Eight of Cups, a lot of people were going through it with that Libra full moon that ended off Aries season. Eclipses can be quite volatile and intense. So you might just be on the opposite end for some of you as well, where it's a partner or a colleague or a boss or someone where they're like, I don't want to do this anymore, I'm going to leave. And that might also take the pressure off of you. You're like, oh, good, like I was thinking the same thing, but you're bringing it up, so we're done. Or that you're just going to react to this and being like, oh, okay, well, now that this job no longer looks like what I thought it first was, or there's no opportunity here, it's the perfect opportunity for me to go out on my own or for me to expand on what I truly want. So it could be either or in this situation, but I do think that walking away from something that's no longer aligned will serve you either way. So quite simply, Sagittarians, if we're not having fun, what are we doing? Prioritizing that is just going to lead to more offers, okay? And I think there's an opportunity here to showcase all the hard work that you've done or all the sacrifice. And remember what you went through when the South Node was in Sagittarius. You know firsthand how powerful these eclipses can be and what you went through and what you had to deal with during 2020, during 2021. This 10 of Wands and this strength energy for me is like, you don't have to carry this so much or this like burden or what you've done and everything that you've worked for. You now get to exemplify that power, that confidence, that strength, that talent, whatever it is. You're like, I went through the gauntlet. I went through the fires. This is what I have to show for it. This is how I can be proud of what I'm displaying or what I want and not have to fear of anything else, not having to let anyone down or make the wrong decision. No, now is the time where I just get to enjoy the fruits of my labor. This can also be on the flip side, Sagittarius, of being too proud to ask for help or ask for support. So if that's a situation where you're like, well, no, like things aren't maybe going so well right now, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, please do not be afraid to ask for help. And that also could be that Eight of Cups energy. It's like, I know there's new opportunities coming, but certain people or certain environments in my life are not supporting me anymore. So I need to walk away in order to reclaim my power or to lighten the load a little bit, or even delegate is a very prominent energy here, Sagittarius. Things you don't want to do or things that are not worth your time. If you're calling in more money or new opportunity, it's like, this does not bring me joy. This is actually a burden and causes a headache and is a pain in the behind. Delegate. I'm going to pay this person, do that. I'm going to pay them, do that. Like, I don't want to keep doing this. So don't. And I think having more time for yourself, being in a state of receptivity, is going to allow for new downloads, new insights, new ideas, new breakthroughs, new miracles, new spiritual expansion. All of these things are very likely. So it's just quite simple, really, allowing yourself to be in a state of receptivity, reciprocity, to feel light, to just do what you enjoy. And if there is stagnation or stress or contraction, identifying, do I need to make a choice right now? Is a conversation imminent? And am I having fun? And if that bottom line of being able to be entertained, to entertain yourself, to bring yourself more of that passion, that excitement, that enthusiasm, that fire energy, if that's not being prevalent, leaving that situation, leaving that job, leaving that relationship, and not feeling like you have to do it alone either. Asking for support, asking for help, like I said, in terms of like drinking that water, processing your feelings, not being afraid of being too proud to support and receive that love from others. And by doing so, I think there might even be a whole paradigm shift of what's coming through or what is going to take you to that next level as we navigate through these eclipses, okay? What's also interesting here is that the bottom card, Sagittarius, of the deck, we have the Knight of Swords. So it might be where you're like, I want to go, get all these things done. I know exactly what I want, but the universe is kind of asking you to slow down a little bit, to process everything and to make sure that everything that you want now is the same at the end of the eclipses or at the end of Taurus season, or potentially, like we said at the beginning of the channel message, maybe what you're contemplating or having to make a decision on isn't actually going to be such a big deal, or there's new information that's going to come through or new opportunity that's going to make the decision a lot easier to make as we navigate Taurus season, as we move through the eclipses. So prioritizing yourself, what brings you joy, allowing yourself to be seen, knowing that it's bringing opportunity in, showcasing all the hard work that you've been through, but also not being too proud to ask for help, which will bring in new insights and the speed at which is going to serve you best as you move through the following weeks, okay? Beautiful. So that is my general reading for Sagittarius for this Taurus season. If this reading resonated and you want to say thank you, all tips and donations are greatly appreciated. I'll link our PayPal. I'll link our PayPal in the description of this video. If you want to go into these themes even further with a one-on-one reading, all our scheduling and availability can be found on our website for tarot, astrology, coaching, all the good things. And lastly, if you feel like a fellow Sagittarius could benefit from this message as well, feel free to tag and share this message and reading with them as well, okay? Thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful Taurus season. Enjoy the growth and the evolution that'll take place with the eclipses. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.